So cool. Hi, welcome to the Wanhériffe War reading sprints. Um, I hope that you are all well and that you are ready to do some reading. I think for most people it is or afternoon or even morning. So it could be a good way to start your day. I am actually reading in a physical way a psalm for the Wild Build by Becky Chambers. This one was not on my TBR. I'm reading it for the Condrusi and it is going into fur. Well, we do not need any tree prompts anymore. I did had oak that I didn't read that I had boots at Blackthorn Hall for, but that book is on my Kindle and this one is from the library. And I have the rule with myself that library books always get read before books that I own or are from a little free library or something like that, because they need to go back at some point. And this one has to go back next Wednesday. So I wanted to finish it. Well, I can always have my loan extended, and that will be the case for a few books. But I'd always try to read as many as I can. So I decided to read this one instead of the one that I have on Kindle. And I am almost done. I have like one chapter, about 20 pages left. So that will be the first book that I will be reading today. And after that, I am hesitating because I have on my TBR 4 little reads and have read already one manga for them. So I could read a second one so that I have still two, one for Sunday, one for Monday to read, which would be great. It's quick, it's easy. I can take them easy with me when I need to go, like at hospital appointments with the kids and stuff. So I might do that. And then I have one left on my official like big TBR. It's the one that I had for the Adwa to see for Ivy, which is this one. I need to spy for the English title. The Book of Form and Emptiness. And it is like 600 pages. So I am pretty sure I will not be able to finish it in time, but I will highly try to do that during today's and tomorrow's sprints. I'm not sure that I will be reading much outside of my sprints because this evening we go to a event about bats for the International Night of the Bat. And then tomorrow, well, there is also a lot of paperwork for school to finish up and stuff like that. So I'm going to try. And of course, officially, I have until Monday for finishing my TBR, but logging pages before Sunday evening, 10 o'clock for me, will help out a team and otherwise not. But if you're like me and you have a book going on and you do not finish it before the end of the submitting period, then just submit the pages you read because every page counts. And don't forget with your team to ask questions to Keridwen so that you can have hints for the prayers. But when I feared that it might be too difficult, I have been reading along on your tribal chats, and you are doing good. You are doing good. So I'm very curious to see how many of the prayers you will figure out and who will be the first to submit after midnight. So I will add in tomorrow an extra little channel, chat channel, where you can add in the prayer, and I will also recap the rules and the times with the time converter so that it's clear when you can submit those. And I'm really, really curious to see how it's going to go. And so now that I've introduced a little bit, I'm very curious to see what you are reading. So don't hesitate to let me know in the chat, or what you're going to do during sprints, so that we can encourage you. Then let's see, but I don't see anyone coming in, but then it's quite early in the sprints. I will maybe go over to sharing my screen. Let's see if I can make it work this time. Normally, here we are. And we can do a round of Wild Guesser, which we have already the daily challenge for. And let's see what animals do we have. Well, on the first look, I think we are back to Africa. This one, oh, it's very small, but you can see it like here in the middle. It's called the red-billed firefinch. I still wish we could zoom in more on the images, but unfortunately we can't. And it seems that where we are, there is some water going on, because you can see it in the background. And then again, yeah, a buffalo in the water. So there is at least a river or some lakes in the area we are looking for. This is another plant, a variable flatsedge, I think it is pronounced. It looks nice. Never saw that before. It's a very original plant. And also, again, I think we have like water going on over here. Would be like a beach, maybe a lake beach. And we have wild dogs. Oh, these are so cute. They are so cute. So I don't know if you can hear like all the kids behind me. They are playing because, of course, we have rain going on today. Les enfants! The tiny eagle. Oh, this looks majestic. And then we have a lion. We have the bush-felled candelabra tree. That's a nice tree. And we have warthog. I would say Puma from the Lion King. They look like our wild boar, but our wild boar are like less angular over here. So I guess we do have Africa going on. Let's see if we can see on the map. Let's zoom in a little bit. So there are a few like bigger lakes over here. So I think we could go for that area. And since it looks quite wet, but then also here it looks like a little bit deserty, I think we should go for maybe somewhere here, because we have like a little bit of deserty, but then a lot of water. I don't know what you are thinking, but I don't see any ideas coming in right now, so I will just go for that. And no, we are 2,525 kilometers away. So I guess this is it still South Africa? Probably. We can see that also at the end. So let's go for the next round. We have completely different landscape. We have a plant called Lenga Beige, which is quite cute. Does it look like it has a little bit of frosting on it? Might, just might. We have Lesser Rea. I think it must be like a emu type big running bird, but I feel the picture is not very clear. Oh, this is cute. A silky tuco. And it looks like quite a little bit of a rock desert type of area. Flamingos. I'm like, I see a lot of them in the southern of France, but then this does not look like it at all. Then we have the black-necked swan. This one is beautiful. And it looks like quite a big body of water, like maybe more than a river. Oh, we have a better picture of the lesser rhea, like indeed like an emu type bird. I would go for the northern Africa, Kenya, maybe more to south, I don't know. The rufous colored sparrow. I feel we had an animal looking like that in a previous sprint. And then we have the, oh my God, a type of llama. We could call it a llama, guanaco, and that all brings me back all the way to Southern America, like a country like Chile. But then, I don't know. I'm very confused. So let's see. Yeah, I feel, yeah, llamas is more like Andes, but then I feel like the walking birds more like, I really have no clue. But then let's go to this side and maybe go for the north, like I feel maybe not Brazil. Rockies make me more go like for this area. Let's go for here, and we'll see. Oh my gosh! I'm like 199 kilometers away. This is is it Chile? Argentina. So, oh my gosh, I think we were never that close before. Wow. This was unexpected. Next round. Birds. Oh, and something else. The black-bellied plover. So this again looks like rocky beach to me, like birds on high legs are often water birds. We have the common bulbul. And now I get confused because this type of there is an Indian movie, I feel, which has like, but I think it's two L's with this name. We have the Mama Cador. Oh, that's so slim compared to the doves we are here, but maybe they are just fat because we tend to feed them in the cities. And then we have the manatee, which is a ocean mammal. We should ask Niklaus. And what do we have here? Let me see, because it's so small. The Senegalensis makes me think of Senegal, which is an African country. We have the lesser black-backed gull. The yellow-billed kite must be a bird of prey somehow. Yes, we would call him a Milan. And then we have the reef heron. Heron, do you say it like that? Because I would say héron, which is the French name of this type of bird, and which is the name of a village where the mill is located. The mill we go regularly to. If you follow our carousel vlogs, you know about the mill. And then we have the wimbrel, most clearly, definitely a water-loving bird. So I don't know why, but I feel like South Africa, or then maybe because I feel like these big water mammals, we don't have them everywhere. We could ask Niklaus. Niklaus, yeah, because he knows a lot about everything that lives in the sea, so maybe he can help us. He's on his way, I think. Nini, viens nous aider. So maybe he will not. Mais t'es un garçon, tu peux mal. So he's a little bit hesitant because he took off his shirt, but it's a guy, so we are fine. Est-ce que tu sais le menti?
Le menti.
Où il vit? Dans quel océan?
J'aurais dit Arctique.
Dans l'Arctique?
Oui, j'aurais bien dit Arctique.
So he would say Antarctica. So that's like, where do we go? Here or here?
Près de l'Antarctique. Plus ou moins là.
Ici?
Ouais, non.
Non, mais non, là, on n'a pas les oiseaux. So he says like really on the Arctic continent, but I don't think we could have the birds there. And the lady is wearing like a shirt with no sleeves. So I will go for South Africa.
Yes.
Non, il n'y a pas de tortue de mer. Merci, non. Non, c'est des oiseaux. So now he thinks this is little turtles, but no. So we'll see if it's South Africa. No. So I should have stayed with like the Senegal, because indeed, Senegal, let me just have a quick look at the world map. Indeed, the Latin name was a hint because Senegal is around there.
Next one.
My first idea should have been the one to hang on to. Okay, so Yorim is helping out now as well.
Yes.
Next round. Africa again, because it's the only place where we can see Yorim, where we have zebras, and then we have a blue wildebeest. That makes me think of the Serengeti. We have giraffes. Oh yeah, it's all there in the back.
Ils auraient pu se rapprocher un peu.
Yorim, c'est un stream. On t'entend.
Bah oui, je sais.
Mais on te comprend pas.
Oui, je sais.
Donc tu te tais.
Quoi,
The greater kundu, which is also like a little bit like an antelope type of animal. We have something and the name is hidden, and it's a black wood. Does the Latin name could help out? I don't feel like it. Yeah, I don't think so. We have a,
C'est comme chez nous.
daintily pavonia, which is very nice. Yeah, it looks like we have like plants with similar leaves over here, but I think that's where all resemblance will stop. Then we have the Wolkberg sugarbush, which with the Wolkberg always feels like Dutch, because Wolk would be a cloud in Dutch, and Berg is a mountain in Dutch. So then I go for South Africa again. And then we have crocodiles.
Et alors, les petits points là, ça pourrait correspondre à South Africa.
Maybe. But they hide the name, yeah, for us not to know. I feel I'm still guessing alone with my kids. I will be guessing South Africa again because of the Wolkberg. Let's go for there. You have space. Oh, and we were quite close. It is still in South Africa, but we are at 727 kilometers. Thank you for the Wolkberg. Next round, we have the common worm snake, which is a very small one, or at least or a baby on it. Completely harmless at that stage. We have the domestic dog, and I guess it's the paw print we have here, and the element to show the print. We have the gray rat snake. Rat snakes are, of what I know of them, because I have a white one. She's called Nishi. They are like North America, Canada. No. We have a box turtle. Naoki! Let's make Naoki happy. Viens voir la tortue. So, voilà. He says the turtle is very cute. Merci. And it has Carolina in the name. So you can see, I always say we when I speak about us making the channel, because I'm never alone in whatever I do. I always have a lot of kids tagging along. A black bear. And it is called Ursus americanus in English. So this makes my idea for the northern part of the American continent being a good place to look for. Then we have a gray-cheeked salamander. Oh, tap to reveal. Let's see. Oh, it's a butterfly. No worries. The Diana fritillari is beautiful. I wonder why they hide them. Is it like there are people that are afraid of butterflies? I can't imagine that, but I guess it exists. I would like more see the snakes being hidden than the butterflies. And then we have a cardinal. That is, to me, feels also like a bird from the northern American continent. Now the question becomes where. Yorim says, let's put it in the middle and we'll see, but that's not exactly what I'm going to do, my guy, because the northern American continent has a desertly part, has a warm part, like Florida is very warm. So we should go like somewhere around the Great Lakes. Then, like here, Washington, like this is more like Washington and New York. It's very urban. Would you see bears roaming urban I want to go around the lakes somewhere, and then I would say bears, like more mountainish, maybe even here somewhere. Let's try. No other ideas, so I will try. And no, oh, he was right. He was right. It is in this area. So it's North Carolina. Yes, yes. I should have looked up where Carolina is situated because we did have the Carolina in the turtle name. I forgot about that. So we were 3,205 kilometers away. And Jorim was right. So let's see the results of this game. We have 19,163 points out of 25,000. And we cannot click on it. This is what I found so sad. Like we had Argentina, we can see Senegal, South Africa, the US, and I cannot see this one, but I guess it was also. Okay, can I Google that? Give me a second. I will copy it, and I will quickly. I will not fight to share this. Oh no, it's South Africa. It is also South Africa. So okay, let me go back to this. It's almost been half an hour, so I think I'm going to head into some reading sprints so that we can make some progress. I'm going to get this out and then add a new one in. Here is my timer. So 45 minutes of reading starting now. Have a good one. Welcome back. How did your reading go? I finished a psalm for the wild builds and I had some time left, so I updated like my Goodreads and my story graph and also my reading journal. And then I had a tour on Discord because you never know what's happening over there if there are questions before the end of the sprint. I really enjoyed a psalm for the wild build. I've put it under greenery, but I also could have put it under cozy. I expected it to be a little bit more of a philosophical read. To be honest, I do like books like Paulo Coelho's ones, and I thought it would be more in that style. I didn't feel it had this big of a impact on making you think on a lot of things. It does, but not in the amount that I expected. But I really enjoyed it. I found it was very cozy. I also expected it would read quite quickly, being so low in page count. But then I don't know if it is my edition, but it has like very small letters and they are very cramped on the page. So it take me a little bit more time than I expected. But yeah, it was a very nice read. I hope that you managed to read what you were planning to read or did what you wanted to do. And I think we could maybe do a quick little game. So I will pause the timer um, on the app, and I will get ourselves a new a little page. So let's go to the daisy one, and then up. Let's go add it to here it is. So let's see what do we feel like doing today. Like I feel a lot of the rings one are so easy. And the nature ones are so hard. So maybe let's try the animal ones for one time. And I'll start with the trivia. Wild tools, animal ingenuity. Is this how you say ingenuity? I will learn a lot of difficult English words, that's for sure. Explore how different wild animals use tools to solve problems and access food in nature. Which primate is famous for using sticks to extract termites from mounds in African forests? The orangutan? I don't think so. I thought these were on Borneo. The capucine monkey, I feel it's also more like an island thing, maybe not, but not Africa. Not sure. The chimpanzee or the gorilla, both are big candidates, but I read with the kids completely on accident or a book that is about Jane Goodall. So I want to say it's the chimpanzee. Which bird species is recognized for making hooks from twigs to retrieve insects from hard to reach places? Um, oh, hi, Clio. So you have seen them do it. So great. I missed you arriving. I'm sorry because I didn't. When I have to, somehow I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I have to switch like to the actual game. So let's do the next one. So which bird species is recognized for making hooks from twigs to retrieve insects from hard to reach places? The pigeon. Never see them do that. Bald eagle, the New Caledonian crow, or the magpie. And I'm going to exclude the pigeon. There are a lot of them around here. They are very good in getting food from humans, but I never saw them going around with twigs. Bald eagles, I feel they hunt, they eat like mice and stuff. So I don't think they will do that. So I'm hesitant between the crow and the magpie. I know crows are extremely intelligent, um, but I have seen the magpies go around. Yes, well, they come and get sticks. In the we have a dead lilac tree in our garden, and we leave it there because it's like the favorite resting spot of the um sparrows who are living in our roof, but also magpies get sticks out of it. But then I never saw them using for anything. But we are going to try them because I really hesitate between the two. So, oh, it would have been the crows. Which marine mammal is known for using rocks to crack open shellfish while floating on its back? The seal, the sea otter, the penguin, or the walrus? And I really want to say sea otter because I think I have seen that somewhere. Um, I feel the other ones. Nope. Let's do that. Which bird is known for using stones to break open ostrich eggs in the wilds? We have the Egyptian vulture, the golden eagle, the secretary bird, or the flamingo. Not the flamingo. They eat little shrimps and stuff like that. That's where their color is from. I still feel like vultures are eating meat. They often clean up carcasses laying around, so I don't think it's them. Eagle still looks like bird of prey to me, eating like rodents. I don't know whether they only can float on their backs. Yeah, the otters do float. The others, I don't think so. Well, seals, they do. But really floating, swimming and turning, but floating, I don't think so. We should ask Niklaus, but he's not wanting to help. So I think we'll go for the secretary bird for this one. Oh, the vulture. I feel the answers pop up so quickly. Shall we do the true or false that goes with it? They're also quite quick to play before we go back to reading. It is here, the lie detector. Oh, the Komodo conundrum. Can you spot the truth about Komodo dragon hunting and the role of their saliva and venom? I feel I should, but I'm not sure I can. So pick the true statement. Komodo dragons rely solely on bacteria in their saliva to kill prey, or they use venom to help subdue their prey after biting. Hmm. That's a hard one because I know for sure about the saliva, and I know they are dangerous to humans because of it. So I will go for the first one and we'll see if I learn something. And indeed, I did learn they do have venom. Wow, that was something I didn't know. Well, the venom in Komodo dragon saliva can lower blood pressure in their prey or causes them to be paralyzed instantly upon being bitten. So now we are in. Well, I know that I knew that they were quite dangerous for humans, but I wasn't sure indeed of the venom. So now we will have to guess more. So what does their venom do? I feel it paralyzes because that was most venoms do, um, that I know of. But oh no, okay, we should do the husband card. He should know better than me for this one. Komodo dragons immediately consume their prey right after the first bite, or they follow the prey for hours or days before making a final attack. I Now I want to say they follow them around because of the lowering of the blood pressure, which could lead then to like being more um, unresponsive, I would say. Yeah. But when you see them on documentaries, they seem so fierce. Yay! Research indicates venom is more important than bacteria in the effectiveness of Komodo dragon bites, or it is widely accepted that bacteria in common dragon saliva are the only reason their bites are deadly. Well, I want to say the first one since we know about the venom now. Um, but then, does the venom kill them? Might be like a tricky one. What would we pick? Mm, well, more important in the effectiveness. I will go for it. It's a tricky one. I will still guess that the bacteria are the biggest. Nope, of course not. Why? Why did I thought about that? Okay, let's go back into reading. I'm going to no. Again, I need to do it this way. Why is it not coming naturally to switch the screens for me? So at least here we have the timer. And let's go do some more reading. See you afterwards. Welcome back. I'm a little bit late. I finished my page in my manga. I have read more than half of it, so I think I will be able to finish that quickly and later today still start this chunker and see if I can make some progress in that at least. So, how was your reading? Did you had a good sprint? And whilst I wait for your comments to come in, I propose that we do a game of the trivia cards. So I'm gonna modify the shared screen. We are here. So last time we had 14 out of 15. Let's try to have them all correct this time. By now we know that there are questions that will appear that we had before. So let's see what we get this time. Shuffling the deck. And the first question is about conservation heroes. This Australian conservationist achieved worldwide fame from an international wildlife documentary series. Derek Miller, Bear Grylls, Steve Irwin, or Hugh Jackman. And I feel we had that one already. And I can't remember. I feel they start to mingle after a while. But I want to go for Steve Irwin. And that's the correct one. So maybe my unconscious memory did do a good job. The next one is science and technology. The scientific method of examining new growth and cell layers allows us to examine and collect data that is centuries old in order to further our knowledge of climate change. And I feel this one is also one that we've already got. Ice core sampling, tree ring analysis, soil scanning, and rock sampling. And I think we were wrong with that one. And that the answer was tree ring analysis. Indeed. Next card. Science and technology again. Known as the Goblin Forest, this mountain and national park in New Zealand has two names and is considered an active volcano, even though it has remained dormant for 150 years. That's a completely new one. Anoraki or Mount Cook, Mount Egmont or Mount Taranaki, Mount Tasman, and Tapuai or Uenuku, I would say. It has two names, so I guess that excludes the two ones in the back here. But then what would it be? And I don't know, since I have to guess, I will go for the first one. Since it, to me, it feels like more not having the name Mount in the maybe original language of the region makes more sense, but that could be completely wrong way of thinking. And no, it was the second one. So we'll do not have a 15 out of 15 today. Biodiversity. This animal migrates from Serengeti National Park to Masai Mara National Reserve every year from July through October in search of green pastures. The impala, the rhino, the wildebeest, or the elephant. And I want to go for wildebeest. I have seen so many documentaries with my parents that I think it's this one. And I think in French we call it un gnu. So let's see if I remember well from being young. And I did. Next card, biodiversity. This nocturnal animal is a keystone species. Oh, we already got that one last week, I think. Essential to ecosystems due to its pollination and seed dispersing services. However, it is threatened by a fungal disease called white nose syndrome, which is causing massive population declines and threatening certain species with extinction. And I think we were all agreeing that that would be the bat. And like I said in the intro, tonight I'm going to an event about bats, so that will be most certainly in my next carousel vlog. Conservation heroes. This Kenyan environmentalist was the founder of the Green Belt movement, which focus on and I'm not going to make it in English today. Environmental conservation and women's rights, and her won her the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004. And that's a lot of names we're gonna struggle with. Elizabeth Wanhériffe War, Dr. Susan Shamba, Wangari Maathai, and Hindu Maru Ibrahim. I have absolutely no clue, but then absolutely none. So if you have any ideas, it's the moment to drop them into the comments or in the chat. But if there are none, I don't know. I will go for the first one just because it's the first one. It was not that one. It was the third one, Wangari Maathai. Try to remember for another time. Biodiversity again. This protected series of islands is famous for its rich biodiversity of species found nowhere else in the world, and is still a living laboratory for scientists today. Introduced plants and animals such as feral goats, cats, and cattle represent the main threats to its biodiversity. The Canary Islands, the Marquesas Islands, the Galapagos, and the Maldives. And that's, with no doubt, the Galapagos. Next card, social sciences. This is the most comprehensive information source on the global conservation status of animal, fungi, and plant species. It is used by governmental agencies, wildlife departments, NGOs, and business communities to monitor and understand threats to species. That's a new one. Well, I think the encyclopedia and the Wikipedia can be excluded. And so maybe also the plant recognition app. I feel there are several of those. So I will go for the IUCN Red List. And that was correct. The ninth is about general information. What's the world's largest terrestrial protected area? And I feel we had that one also. Hogar National Park, Algeria. Manu National Park, Peru. Northeast Greenland National Park, Greenland. Or Kavango Zambezi Transport Frontier across Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. I have absolutely no clue. I feel Algeria is mostly desert. I don't know why that feels strange to be protected. So I feel Peru is not that big of a country, but I feel Greenland is a good option because most of it is not lived in. And then Africa is big. So let's go for Greenland, which was correct. Reason more to keep it safe. Conservation heroes. This English anthropologist is considered the world's expert on chimpanzees, having spent 55 years studying their social and familiar interactions. And again, I'm not going to hesitate on this one since, like I said, with the question on chimpanzees, we just read a book with the children about Jane Goodall and about her life and why she's so important. So that's easy. Current events. This form of pollution affects more than half of the United States protected lands and can disrupt entire communities, affecting communication between animals, thus making it harder for them to mate, hunt, and forage. Oil pollution, noise pollution, plastic pollution, or water pollution. No idea. Because it's spreading and it is disrupting communities. So I feel that noise is not like taking the land or dividing the lands up in bits. Plastic pollution seems to live mostly in water, which is also water pollution. I would go for oil because I can imagine that it would divide the lands. But it's not that, it is noise pollution. Whoa, that's strange. I will look that up to know more about that. Well, let's do it right now. Why is noise pollution threatening US animals? Noise pollution from human activities disrupts wildlife communication, masks approaching predators, and causes high stress level across land and marine species. So, okay. So to me, it was more like how they were blocked. But no, it's indeed masking. So I guess then that in more quieter areas, it's still problematic. Conservation heroes again. This Scottish American naturalist was known as the father of the national parks and was a founder of the Sierra Club, a prominent American conservation organization. And we have got that one already. And I can't remember. I feel we always go for John Muir, and I'm not sure that was the correct one, but let's try it again. But it was. Okay, great. So the repeating questions do have effect on remembering the information. Conservation heroes again. This Zimbabwean conservationist developed new methods of big game conservation, particular for rhinos and elephants. Oh, I feel we had that one also, and I don't remember. Ken Saro Wiwa, Marlies van Vuren, Nimo Basli, and Clem Coetzee. And so I want to go with something that's not the most obvious pick because we have been unlucky with that. I'm hesitating if it was not Clem Coetzee. Does not directly. Well, good. Let's go with that then. And it's correct. So we have two left. after this one. Or is this Inca because I have 14 out of 15 over here? Science and technology. Using satellite imagery and computer models, we can monitor ice shelf melting in the Antarctic and predict this a major effect on climate change that threatens the coastlines of every continent. And I am wondering, we had that, and I think it was sea level rise. But now I'm wondering if it's something else, but it can't be. No, I was remembering well. Current events. This activity is estimated to be the world's at least 19 billion US dollars per year, making it the fourth largest illegal global trade after drugs, counterfeiting, and human trafficking. This practice causes unprecedented declines in some of the world's most well-known wildlife species, and as poachers pursue profit for commodities. And we have had this one before, and it's trafficking the wildlife. So with that, we had 12 out of 15, which is sad. I wanted to get at least 14, but then, well, we learned a lot of new things. And I feel that this is also closing up the sprints because I going to do some more math to update how many questions each team has. I'm going to see if some questions came in during this sprints. Do not hesitate to use them. And I hope you will have a great rest of your Saturday. And I will host another set of sprints tomorrow on what is noon for me. I will put in the Discord a little preparation, a little reminder already. But just in case you know, it's like 2 hours earlier than tomorrow, because I need my Sunday end of afternoon to prepare for the next school week. So have a great day, and I hope to see you soon.